Today I am spending $124 on tea. Will it be the best money I've ever spent at Disney, or will I regret it? I'm thinking the latter. The Cake Bake Shop at Disney's Boardwalk has opened to mixed reviews, but mostly negative ones. And after visiting for both dinner and breakfast, I'd say I'm kind of on middle grounds. I've both enjoyed my meals and had great service. I still think the prices are insane though, but some of you guys, as well as some of my personal friends, have come here and had an awful experience. But after the disaster that is booking this afternoon tea experience, I might be a new Cake Bake Shop hater myself. But before we get to any of that, let's address the elephant in the room. We went all out. Last time you guys got mad at me for wearing a t-shirt to a theme park restaurant. So we decided to go the extra mile for this afternoon tea, and joining me is the conductor of the Cake Bake Shop hate train, Bethany.
I have been to Cake Bake 3 times now. It's not been good at any time. Expensive meal, mediocre food and service. So let's go to high tea. And this was a hard high tea to get, so let's do it.
So yes, this was a very difficult reservation to secure. And not because a lot of people were booking it up either, but because the customer service at this place is god awful. I could go on and on about this for, this could be a 10-minute long rant, honestly. I called this place, okay, you can't book a reservation for afternoon tea on the My Disney Experience app or on the Open Table app. You can't book it online. You have to call or email. However, they do not answer the phone or they don't answer the emails. So how are you supposed to book this place? I don't know. I called 17 times, left many voicemails, sent many emails, and it took them days to get back to me. And for an experience that costs $95 plus an auto gratuity of 24%, this process should be beyond seamless. There's honestly no excuse. I don't care if it's just because they're just starting the afternoon tea. There is no excuse for the experience that I had booking it. So I am already going in with a bad taste in my mouth from that and from the auto gratuity that they're including. So yes, the tea is technically only $95, but then they are charging you 24% auto gratuity on top of all that, making it $124. And let me just be clear, I always tip well over 20% anyway, so usually around 25%, so that's what I would typically tip to begin with. However, the fact that they are automatically including it in everyone's check is crazy to me. Again, there is no excuse for that, especially when we could go to tea at the Four Seasons for $78 and it would include a glass of Prosecco. So, like I said, already going in with a bad taste in my mouth, but we'll see how it is. I'll let you guys know my honest opinion, of course. But before we head in, we have one more matter of business to take care of. I can't even figure out how to put them on. We also have gloves to complete the look.
Mine have bows.
Well, you're fancier than me, I guess, because I just ordered the $12 set on Amazon.
I ordered mine separately.
I'm ready. We have made it inside and we are seated. Actually, I sat at that table the first time I was here. We're seated in a little side room and I'm not quite sure how this is going to work, but I think I do need to take these gloves off because they're actually really annoying me and I can't use my phone or like pick anything up properly with them on. So maybe we'll put them on again later. But first of all, let's take a look at our little personalized menu here. And I guess this is part of why you have to call to book it because they need your names. But my menu does say afternoon tea. Welcome, Kristen. May your afternoon be filled with regal celebration, memorable moments, and delicious delights. So speaking of them knowing my name here and having to email them all of that information, also when you email them or call them to book, you have to give them any dietary restrictions that you may have. And obviously my only dietary restriction here is mayo. And there are 2 sandwiches on the menu that include mayo. So I asked if I was able to kind of substitute them out and they said yes. We're gonna see if that happens or what. I'm kind of curious to see if it actually comes through with the modified sandwiches. But keep that in mind when you go to like email or book this. They're gonna ask you like all those questions if anyone in your party has any restrictions, the names and stuff. So you can tell them at that point if you don't like anything, I think they could also substitute stuff, so we shall see. So let's take a look over this menu here, the Roses of Gold afternoon tea. I think this is a look at the tea selection that they have. They have a breakfast blend, an anachi, an Earl Grey, a L'Oriental, a Carcadet Nuit date, and a Menthe Poivre. Clearly, I have never been to a tea before.
Ever?
No, have you?
Yes. This was my childhood.
This is my first time. So that's how you knew about the little hats.
Fascinator.
Fascinator. You can also add a glass of rosé or any champagne onto your tea. A glass of Cake Bake Shop Rosé Bubbles will run you $22. Yeah,
It's the house wine.
that is their house wine, and it's funny because our server asked us, she's very nice by the way, she asked us if we wanted to add some rosé onto our meal, and I had to ask, well, how much is it? Because you never know at this place. You could get a glass of champagne here for $120, $110, $52. So I was like, I am not spending $50 on a glass of rosé, but it was only $22, so it worked out, and we got ourselves some rosé to start. We're feeling fancy.
Oh my god, there's glitter in it. I love it so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I have to glove up to cheers, Bethany, with our rosé. I don't want to spill it on my fancy gloves.
I don't want to spill a drop of it.
I don't either. Cheers. Starting off our tea. Bethany just said this might be the most ridiculous thing we've ever done, and I would agree, but cheers, guys. Tastes like rosé. Someone just walked by us and said we look great. Walking in this restaurant was an out-of-body experience. I was so uncomfortable, but hopefully this rosé will help. Wait, we should pinkies up.
Oh my god.
But let's flip the page here and I'll show you a little bit of the food that we're gonna be having. So it looks like we're gonna start with a homemade scone, an orange cranberry scone to be exact. I've actually never had that, so I am excited to try it. And then we've got our finger sandwiches. So the adult one comes with an herbed goat cheese with thinly sliced cucumber, an egg salad, a chicken salad, and also a Norwegian smoked salmon sandwich. And then come the pastries. A French macaron, a raspberry jam crumble bar, that's actually my favorite sweet treat on the menu, a lemon bar, which is also good, the magic bar, a tea cake, and a chocolate truffle for, again, the big bucks, $95 per person. If you are interested in bringing your child to afternoon tea, you're gonna start with a scone as well, and then you're gonna have a peanut butter and raspberry jam sandwich, a French ham and Gruyere sandwich, a turkey and cheddar, and then all of the same desserts for $65. It's pretty funny because the child's tea is almost the same price as the tea for adults at the Four Seasons. But anyways, I did confirm that I was able to switch out my sandwiches. So I did switch the egg salad and the chicken salad for the ham and cheese and the turkey and cheese from the kids menu. So I'm really happy they allowed me to do that. Bethany will review the other ones for you guys though. They do also have vegetarian, pescatarian, and gluten-free menus for afternoon tea. I'll let you kind of look over them, pause if you do need to look at them. Now I'm ready for some tea. Our server came over to the table with a presentation of our 6 tea options. She explained each one and was very thorough in letting us know what to kind of expect from each. Her knowledge about what she was serving was quite impressive, and she allowed us to smell each one to help us decide which we were going to get. There were 3 black teas, including 1 chai tea, a green tea, and 2 decaffeinated teas. So we just told our server to bring us one of everything. We're going to kind of try everything. The tea is unlimited. All of the food is not. You cannot get more food, but you can get more tea. You're able to try them all. So we just let her know to start us off with whatever she recommends, and we're going to kind of get through all of the teas after we finish this rosé here.
Again, I would say give it a little taste first, and then you can always add a little bit more to it if you'd like.
Let me just start by saying I know absolutely nothing about tea. I do like tea, but I'm not a tea drinker. Like, I never drink it. This just tastes like a normal black tea to me here, this breakfast blend. This is supposed to be a high quality French tea, and she said to maybe put a little bit of milk in it. So that is just what I'm gonna do here. Just a tad. I don't think I've ever had milk and tea.
What?
What? Go for the stir. It's lovely?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm happy for you. It just tastes like any old Lipton black tea to me. Now for our first food of the tea service. We were just served the orange cranberry scone. Get ready for this really long description here. Everything here has a very long description. Indulge in our homemade fluffy scone, delicately infused with orange zest and bursting with plump, fresh cranberries, baked to a golden brown perfection, lightly glazed, accompanied by a dollop of luxurious English clotted cream with our signature pixie jelly and European salted butter. The gloves are off for this one. They had to come off. I don't know if I've ever had a scone at all. Never had a scone, never been to tea, never had clotted cream, except for in the ice cream in the Harry Potter land in Universal, which I do not like. But let's break open this scone here. It is glazed. It looks like it's a little like crispy on the outside. I didn't know scones were supposed to be like that, but there it is. There's the inside. Let's try the scone on its own first before we put any of the accompaniments on it. Perfect hints of citrus in there. I'm not like a big cranberry person, but I actually really like the cranberry. It's very, very buttery, very flaky, similar to a biscuit, just a sweet biscuit, I'd say. I like this a lot. Let's try it with some of this European butter here. We're gonna try it with all the accompaniments, because why not? Butter. I could get behind that. Raspberry jam here. I really like it with the jam. That jam is really good to begin with. But now for what I really wanted to try it with, this clotted cream here. I don't know, when I get the ice cream from the Harry Potter area of Universal, it tastes like sour cream to me. And I don't like that ice cream. But I hear that's not what typical clotted cream tastes like. So we're gonna try it on this scone. I like it. I like it without it, but Bethany says I need to try it with the cream and the jam. So let's do that now. We're getting all the combos in.
How is that scone tasting like?
Honestly, I can't be mad at that. It's really good. Like this scone, I would definitely order this again. How much is this on the normal menu? We need to pull this up. So we just talked to the waitress, and the reason we can't find it anywhere on the menu is because it's not on the menu. It's an afternoon tea exclusive, which is just crazy. But I mean, it is pretty phenomenal. I'm just mad because I wish I could get it all the time.
So it's not on the menu, and this is the only dessert I've actually liked from here. So what are we doing, Cake Bake? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, on to the next. Bethany, would you do me the honor? Pour me some of that Earl Grey.
The Earl Grey.
Explain the Earl Grey to me, please.
It's a black tea.
Thank you. Let's try this Earl Grey here. A little florally. Is it supposed to be florally? But a slight hint. It's quite nice. If I do say so myself. Nice pearls. While we're sipping on our Earl's Grey.
Earl Grey.
I just want to say that the timing has been really nice. I hate when a service, especially one that I'm paying a lot for, is rushed, and I do not feel rushed at all. It is very relaxed, and I believe we're like the only like seating, so like it really is just like chill and slow, which is perfect. But our little tiered platter here of food has just arrived, and everything looks pretty good except for the sandwiches. They do look a little bit sad, I must admit.
They're tea sandwiches.
They still look sad.
It's appropriate.
They still look sad.
They're not sad.
Okay, they do have glitter. Okay, I changed my mind. They're amazing.
Ladies, I'm going to start at the bottom with our sandwiches first. So I'm going to start for you here, madame. We have, on this side here, you are going to have our herbed goat cheese and thinly sliced cucumber on a white bread. Next, you will have our turkey and Gruyere, also on a white bread. And then you have our ham and Tillamook cheddar. And the last one on a wheatberry bread is going to be a smoked Nova salmon from Alaska with a lemon cream fresh as well. And there's a little bit of dill in that one.
Let's start off by trying some of these sandwiches here, and I think I'm going to start with the goat cheese and cucumber. Upon picking it up, the bread doesn't seem great. It does. You said it feels stale, and it definitely does. I am a massive fan of goat cheese, so this is the perfect finger sandwich to start. Is that what it's called, a finger sandwich? Perfect sandwich to start with. I don't love the bread, but it's still very tasty. Like, I think it's just because I don't like white bread that much. Like, just plain white bread, not a fan unless it's toasted. And it is kind of like crumbling apart a little bit, so I don't know the quality of that, but the flavor of the goat cheese, it's very herby. Tastes like they've got maybe some chives in there, maybe some dill possibly. But it's good. I could use a little bit more cucumber because it's very, very thin, but I think that's how it's supposed to be. But my first ever finger sandwich. I'll take it.
Finger Sammy.
For our next Sammy, we are going to try this Norwegian smoked salmon. It has fresh Norwegian smoked salmon accompanied by homemade lemon dill creme fraiche spread served on a wheatberry bread. Let us see. I'm excited to try the wheatberry bread. Also, there's a little flour on there. I don't love like smoked salmon. I like my tuna either like a cooked fillet or raw in poke or sushi. I don't necessarily love like smoked lox like this. It is pretty good, but it's definitely not as good as the cucumber and goat cheese. That's the one I'm gonna keep going back to here. Well, Bethany, would you mind pouring me our next cup of tea after that last Sammy here?
Yes, indeed.
I'm just gonna have you pour me all of my tea.
Honest.
This is the Any chai, which I'm assuming is like a chai tea, which I do not like. So we'll see how it goes. It's not as bad as I thought it would be.
I like it.
It does taste Christmassy,
It does.
like cardamom, maybe a little. Yeah, not as bad as I thought it would be here. Not my first choice, but it's good. Also, while we're at it, I've seen a lot of reviews of this afternoon tea, and a lot of them said that the tea did not come out hot and was like lukewarm or cold. And I must say, our tea is hot. I spilled some on my hand, so I can definitely tell you it's hot. And it's been in that pot now for probably like 15 minutes on the table, and it's still very, very hot. So we're not having that issue. Again, that could just be us. I have no idea, but I guess every experience is going to be a little bit different. Ours is hot though. Next, we're going to move on to the kitty finger sandwiches, starting with this ham and Gruyere. This has thinly sliced French ham and Gruyere cheese served on a soft white bread with the crust removed that's specified. Also, I did get a little nervous because I did see some white stuff on the bread, but I think it is just butter, so I think we're all good. Again, the bread here just is like hard. I don't know if it's from them like cutting it and preparing it in advance or if it just being out, but like, I mean, this part specifically, it's like hard. It feels stale, which even if it's not stale, I feel like it should not feel like that. For the price at least. I don't know. Let's try this out. I mean, it's fine. It's just a ham and cheese sandwich. I want to get a bite of this side that feels super stale. Not a pleasant texture. Onto our final sandwich. This is the turkey and cheddar. It has thinly sliced turkey and Tillamook cheddar cheese served on a soft, gluten-free white bread.
I don't think yours is gluten-free.
Yeah, I don't think it's gluten-free. It feels stale just like all the others. Also, again, there is butter on here, which I guess that's a French thing. They put butter on all their sandwiches, right? I don't know. I feel like with all of these sandwiches, maybe with the exception of the goat cheese and cucumber, they're all just kind of like boring. And I guess I can't account for like the turkey and the ham one necessarily because these are not on the regular menu. But we're just talking, and we like the like cranberry bread that was served with the salmon. I wish they did something different with like the other breads that they're serving these sandwiches on. Okay, since I did not try the chicken salad and the egg salad, I have to ask someone else how they were. How are they?
the egg salad, there was some weird off flavor in it that I didn't like. It almost tasted like menthol. Like it was weird. Like mint. Like chicken salad, average. I've had the sandwich in Cake Bake Shop and it's just average. But the bread is.
And in terms of the sandwiches, I would say the goat cheese and cucumber was hands down the best. Still, the bread could use work. It's stale. Like, you can't tell me it's not. All right, Bethany, snap, snap. Tea me, please. If I had to pick one tea from the menu there, this is the one that I was going to go with. I do like green tea. I like more iced teas. I don't love hot tea, but if I had to pick one, this was the one that I was going to go with. It's supposed to have like passion fruit and like peach and stuff, so it's like a fruity green tea. Oh, that is so hot, but it's really good. Oh yeah, this is hands down my favorite one so far. The peach is so good in there. It's just like the perfect amount of like peachy flavor too. I love like peach teas and stuff, and peach anything really, but this is the best tea so far. Like I said, it's piping hot. It's actually like burning me. We are now going to move on to our second tier of food, which are the bars, the magic bar, the lemon bar, and the raspberry jam crumble bar. I have had 2 of the 3 bars on this layer here, and I really like the lemon bar and the raspberry jam bar. I just haven't tried the magic bar yet. Let's start with my favorite here, the raspberry jam crumble bar. This is a European all butter shortbread crust topped with our raspberry pixie jam and a light brown sugar crumble. On the menu, this one costs $13.99, but let me tell you, like I said, this was my favorite sweet before I tried the scone. Now I think the scone takes the cake, but this is really good. The jam is so fresh and so sweet. The shortbread crust here is so incredibly buttery and almost like thick. It's amazing. Then you've got the brown sugar from the crumbs there. This is the second best now after the scone. It is still really, really good. I enjoyed it a lot. Next, the lemon bar, again with that European all butter shortbread crust, and then it's topped with a homemade lemon curd and dusted with confectioner's sugar. For some reason, the crust on this one, even though it's the same, tastes a little bit different. It's not as buttery, and it's not as like rich and, I don't know, moist. It's still good. The lemon curd isn't very like overly lemony, which I would have enjoyed a little bit more lemon flavor. Somehow it's not super lemony. Still, the raspberry bar is better. Finally, the magic bar, which has a graham cracker European all butter crust topped with sweetened condensed milk, butterscotch chips, Belgian chocolate walnuts, and toasted coconut. This is a new one for me. I haven't tried it from here before. I don't think Bethany liked it when she tried it last. Oh, you did like it. Okay, I have high hopes then. Now this is actually really good. I love the crunchy walnuts in there and the crunchy coconut from the top as well. I don't ever love stuff with coconut, but this is like just enough. And the butterscotch chips actually work really well in here as well. Graham cracker crust as well. It's like a buttery shortbread. It's good. I like this one. We're sweating from all the tea we're drinking. We're on, what is this, pot 4? Pot 5 is on the way. We just finished our bars and now we're on to the top tier. All of the even sweeter things, which we're kind of hesitating to eat because I want more savory stuff. This was the first thing I'm eating all day, and I just want more sandwiches or more like savory stuff. I don't want any more sweets, but I guess we'll continue on. This stuff is going to be really, really sweet, I feel. We're going to start with this French macaron here. I actually haven't tried any of the macarons, and this is a raspberry one, so let's see how it is. I base all macaron reviews on the Jolly Holiday raspberry macaron that is to die for, so we'll see if it's just as good. It should be for the price. I need more raspberry. Like they're using the raspberry jam in this as well, and they have maybe like, what is the white like buttercream? Is it like some type of frosting? I don't know, I kind of wish it was like all raspberry flavored, and maybe it had some fresh raspberries in it as well. Again, I'm going back to the Raspberry Rose Mickey Macaron from Jolly Holiday in Disneyland, and yeah, it's not as good. It's not as fresh and raspberry. It's just sweet. Yeah, it's just not as. I need the fresh raspberries. Next, we've got this chocolate truffle here. Again, it looks like maybe some type of raspberry, judging by the top. Oh, there's a flower on this as well. And glitter, of course. Confirmed. It is raspberry. And my friend Josie loves these truffles, so I'm excited to try it out. It's good, but I mean, would I rather just have like a Lindt chocolate truffle? Yeah. That we've got our mint tea. I'm not even going to try and pronounce this again, but look at the steam coming off of it. I'm going to burn my face.
So much again. We appreciate it. It's like we're having an awesome time over here today.
It's pretty good. In general, I'm liking these teas a lot more than I thought I would. Am I a tea drinker? Am I a tea drinker now? Both of us are just like looking at these last two desserts. It's too much. That chocolate cake just looks so chocolatey. It looks good. It's just, I'm so sweeted out. It looks so rich. This is the Earl's Court chocolate cake, which I had on opening day. And I didn't care for it, but I do feel like it tastes way different in this cupcake here. It tastes almost like a rich chocolate muffin to me. It's more muffin-like than cake-like, and it is so much better in this form. I wish I could get it in this form without coming to tea. Now with these like tea cakes, I believe they're kind of switching it up, because when I saw everyone else's videos, it was more of like some type of like raspberry tea cake, it looked like. I didn't see anyone have this chocolate one, so I feel like it depends on when you come what cake you're gonna get, and I'm happy with this one because, like I said, it's way better this time around. I am ready for my final tea. Please, this is the, I don't know how to pronounce it, but I think it's like passion fruity or hibiscus something. Some type of fruity tea. Gracias. Grazie. Cheers. Final tea. Ooh. It almost tastes like juice and not tea.
Yep.
What kind of juice does it taste like?
It'd be good.
It kind of tastes like fruit punch.
It does. It'd be a good ice.
Oh, yeah, it would be. Even like mixed with lemonade. All right, last thing. This is the birthday cake macaron.
Put it on.
It's literally just macaron with buttercream frosting. This is not good. We just got our little pixie dust and made our wish. What did you wish for?
I can't say it out loud. As the conductor of the Cake Bake Hate Train, I can't say it out loud.
Well, I know what I wished for, and I'll tell you guys. It was that I didn't have to call 17 times to book this. And now that we have finished our afternoon tea at the Cake Bake Shop, it is time for my final review. After I let you guys know that we were charged a 24% auto gratuity on that damn glass of champagne. So our $22 glass of champagne actually turned into a $27 glass of champagne. Again, the service was phenomenal, but that is uncalled for. So while we're talking about the service, let's start with that aspect of things. Our server, Alexandria, was fantastic. I have always lucked out with really, really great service when I've gone to the Cake Bake Shop. I know some of my friends have not had that same experience, but I personally have, and Alexandria was fantastic today. She was very knowledgeable about all of the tea, all of the menu. She knew so much, was able to answer all of our questions, and she was just very friendly and like personable, you know? So the service, 10 out of 10, no complaints there from our server. The food. The scone, we started off really, really good. The scone was amazing. Again, I really wish you can get that kind of on a normal day at the Cake Bake Shop and you didn't have to go for tea to get that scone. That's really upsetting because it was so good. As for the other stuff, I thought the sandwiches were mediocre at best. And when you're paying that much money to have tea, I don't think anything should be mediocre. I think everything should be phenomenal. And the sandwiches were just okay, other than the cucumber and goat cheese. It was very forgettable. As for the tiers of dessert, I really enjoyed all of the bars, the lemon bar, the magic bar, the raspberry jam bar, as well as the tea cakes. The tea cakes were good. The only thing I did not really care for that much were the macarons. Truffle was okay for me. But the teas, as a non-tea drinker, I actually really enjoyed the teas, and it was nice how you were kind of able to get everything, and I would recommend you guys do the same. You are able to just order a pot for yourself. Everyone could order a pot for themselves, but definitely the right way to do it, in my opinion, is what we did, and just kind of order each pot of tea and try everything. Like, you know, why not? We did spend about a little over 3 hours in there. So like I said, it's not a rushed service. You really are able to take your time and you don't feel like you need to get up from the table. Like the servers kind of like encourage you to spend a lot of time and sample everything slowly, you know? So that was really nice. The main issue I have is, again, with the booking. And we did speak to someone about that because in my opinion, it is totally unacceptable. And like I said, it just starts you off on the wrong sour note. The booking experience is just awful and there's no other way to put it. I should not have to call someone 17 times to spend $124 at your restaurant. You should be paying me at that point because that is insane. And we did speak to someone about this and we were kind of just given, like, honestly, I did not like the answer at all. I asked if there were any solutions, anything that they were working on to like improve the experience or if they were going to change this. And I was just told no, and it didn't really seem like they cared at all, which again, in my opinion, is just totally unacceptable for $124. I should not have to be calling you that many times. I should not have to be emailing you that many times. You should just pick up the phone or just be able to book it a different way on OpenTable, on the My Disney Experience app. Bethany also actually brought up a really good point.
I think one of the points of she came out with, they wanted a connection with the guest. And I said at Victoria and Albert's, you book online, they send you a personalized email and they know all your customizations by the time you come in. They know what you're celebrating. There's not a need to physically talk to a person. And did you even speak to someone on the phone or did you book it all through email?
I briefly spoke to someone.
Okay.
And then I was given all this stuff to fill out through email.
Yeah. I don't think it's personal. I think they think it is, and it's not.
And if they consider that a personal connection, then I don't know what is going on because my personal connection with them was awful. It was awful. It really was. And because of that, I don't think I can recommend this tea experience, which is sad because everything was really good. Like, I enjoyed the food for the most part. The service was phenomenal, and we just felt very fancy, you know? But it was just the booking was so god awful that I can't recommend it. If I was paying $75 for this, then maybe, but $124, no, it's not worth it just because of the booking experience. And it's sad that their response was just careless, to be honest. And usually I would say maybe if they improve things, that my opinion will change, but like I said, I know they're not going to improve things because they told me. So yeah, it's unfortunate that the customer service was that bad, but I'm just being honest with you guys, sharing my experience. So yeah, but thank you guys all for hanging out and coming to tea with me in my little ridiculous little hat. I hope I made you guys happy with not wearing a t-shirt. There is that. But if you did want to shop for any of the t-shirts that I typically wear, link down below, shop LBV. And thank you to all of my Patreon subscribers as well for supporting the channel. Thank you guys so much. And yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll be back at the Cake Bake Shop soon if they get a new menu or anything. I don't know, we shall see, but I've covered now dinner, breakfast, and tea. So if you want to check out any of my other videos from the Cake Bake Shop, I'm going to have them coming up on the screen very soon, or you can just check my profile. So thank you guys for watching. I need to take this thing off immediately, so I'm going to do that now. Bye.